Hi, my name is Michi and that's my channel. Today we have part 2 of the big Clementoni puzzle, and without further ado, I think I would say enjoy this time walkthrough. Whew. I don't know. I don't take time. I think I must take the time of the video, but I didn't puzzle. I only insert the puzzle in the framework. But now I can see how much I have puzzle already. It's really big. I didn't think I have already so much in fitting. And I also think that the building and that's here and here and here. I took the foam board and puzzled this because I didn't reach them anymore. That light. So it was easy to puzzle on the foam boards. But it's not easy to find how they connected also. What I think today I want to do all these pieces because they fit in here all over and I can fit them in and they are in the downer section. And maybe I dig first into these water pieces before I can dig to this upper pieces. But I also have a pile of pieces of building pieces, and I really think now that I have all inside I can insert all these pieces. Maybe I need 1 or 2 foam boards to puzzle this. Let's do a little bit puzzling and a little bit gap filling and a little bit of this downer section. I think that's the really thing I want to do first. So. So, I think I'll make a short update. Now I've cut me some foam board. I think that's big enough for, maybe I could use 1 or 2 of this so that I can build up the buildings on here. And I think it's too far to reach. I think I will build the 2 buildings with the small arches and this with this snake-like skin arches. That's the 2 here up. This part I have already, so it's only this part here and this part. Yeah, I think I tried to do take this what I needed on one of the foam boards and then puzzle the section and then throw it in here. I'm so frustrated. I knew I had this piece already, and I have looked on my footage, and yes, I had this past piece already. I think one time they got on the foam board, and then I hear some clacking, like falling pieces, and I didn't collect them immediately, and I think I took up one piece, but the second not, and now I have a missing piece and a new this piece I already had. So let's take the time. Now I have turned the board upside down, so that's the sky by me. I have 1 or 2 boards with pieces on it, and there are really less, not many, and I have 1 or 2 already new. Where they go? Of course here, and that's one of there. I think that's this piece. I have here blue pieces, and I think they get here, and here are pieces that is up here, and balloon pieces, and here are the rest of the building pieces that I've got. So I feel a little bit lost. I've lost my piece. I've lost my inner piece. So I have left over here a few, there a few, the edges everywhere. So the edge isn't that finished as I'd like to have. Of course, it's not that easy to have this edge puzzled. Here is a little thing of the balloon, I think that's connected here. And now I really think I can puzzle this or this till the end, or I dump out all the blue pieces and sort them in a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, and so on pieces. Short update. I've sorted my pieces, my blue pieces. I've dumped them out, and then I sort the pieces in lighter pieces. pieces with something on it, and moon pieces, and really dark pieces. So I don't know where to begin. I think I will try to empty this plate and this plate and the pieces that are left down there. I don't know if you see this now, of course I've thrown them really away. I think I will insert the pieces that are puzzled in there when I'm finished. When I'm finished the sky, or I do it with the camera and with close-up, so that you can see the puzzle. Here the pieces that are left over. Here all the swan pieces, and maybe one or two of this stripy pieces that I know are there. So and so we begin with the lighter pieces, and hopefully maybe finish the edge. I have found an edge piece in my only one, but I think it's not that much missing, so maybe I could finish the edge. And doing the darker corner and the moon that's here. I think the moon I will do, and the pieces that are distinct on a building and sky, also insert them. But I also want to dig everything that's done and lighter. I will try to finish from the lighter to the darker one. So I found some of the pieces, I think, and I can insert them and So the short update. Yesterday I've puzzled a little bit on the lighter blue and I've sorted the pieces into shape and tried to do a little sorting of lighter and darker color, and yeah, the shapes are not so ideal together, so one or two things are really not that good. Of course, one is that the edge, I have here one piece that I didn't think it fits here, but I think it's one of the downward there, and so I have to swap, but I think I'll leave it like that. The edge is finished. I think more or less it would be fitting. Maybe could change a little bit. Here is a piece that is wrong. Sorry, my washing machine is, maybe I take an overtone for this. And I found one of the pieces that's slitting over the board, and I found my piece. Sometimes when you search after a piece and you search and search and search and search and you didn't find it, then I have already a missing piece, and I knew that I have a missing piece, and I've cleaned my whole room. Swapped it, dusted it and everything, but I didn't find it, so I think it's lost forever. So maybe I find it, but I think in this room it is not. So maybe it's in the rest of the flat, but I'm sorry. I think I have a missing piece on this puzzle by the first build, and I have this puzzle already in my hand, and it's glide up on the floor or someone else. I didn't find it, so I have already a missing piece, and now it's not necessary to have other missing pieces. So today I think we try to finish up the I try to finish up this weekend. So it's Saturday and tomorrow is Sunday, and I think I try to do the lighter color first. Maybe I try to fill in this gap or connecting the moon to the other rest, but although it's not that much, all the puzzles lay on the boards flat, and they are sorted into shape, and now I can see everything, but it's not so easy to puzzle solid color blues. Of course, there is a little bit of variation of colors, but not in texture, and only a little bit in color. Sometimes there are stars in it, but everything that's connecting with here, it's finished, and now it's only to fill in the gaps. Filling up, take it to the edge and connecting them. I'm really I hope it's not that much and not so frustrated. I get so frustrated with the much blue, so that I really enjoy the rest of the puzzle, also like I enjoy everything else. So let's do puzzling and not talking. I've already written the time down. So So I found this piece. I already knew that it was a little bit off, and then I find this piece. So I don't know, the gap filling is one of the favorite thing, so I think I make this a little bit. I want to spare this perhaps before I get everything other done, but I think we will do this together with this. So this one goes here, and here is one of these pieces, I think. Yes, here are two. I've connected already, and here is this piece, and here is this piece. So let's see how it goes. So here we have this blue, maybe. So let's see. Let's try this one first. Yeah. No. Ah, this. And the last one of the three is here. Yes. And this here. So here I have one, and this is here. And here is one of the swan. That's here. And here I have two swan pieces. The one with a little less, and the second is this. And then here the swan. Here. This is here. Oh, and this here. So get filled in. Then here, this, and then here just one piece the last. Here. And here we have a little more gaps. Let's see. This one is really distinct. It's that one. On camera puzzling is not that easy. I think I have to look at the pieces, and you have to look at. So maybe that's better. So let's try to do this. So here is one. And here is this, and here I think this is this. There's one there, this there, no other way around. So, and here is this. This goes in here, this in here, this here, this here, and this here. So, let's see. The ship is full. Yes, and here is my missing piece. So, hi. last shot update. Yeah. Look at this, it's so beautiful. And I don't know if you see this, but I have answered all these holes that I've got and all the pieces that I've left. It's down here. And I also swapped the edge pieces that are wrong from the other side with this, and I have found a piece that's not a line, and that I swapped also. I think I must see through the whole finish, or also here, but on the one side it is finished, and it's only filling the gaps here. And also, let me take the pieces back because I needed them. And also I found within these pieces I sorted back these two pieces that are missing here. So now it's finished here. hvis olielitstedet ist da eine passen kommt und passt es da eine gut und dafür gibt es sie. Ne. Dann gibt es da. Last piece. Oh no. I'm finished. I'm so exhausted. I started at 8 o'clock course. I want to finish it. And now it's 12:13. And in the last half hour it's become to speed up to 4.5 hours. So, hi. I want to take a slightly short reverie about how to build the puzzle and a bit of how I'd like it and the puzzle quality itself and so on. So I hope I have the camera now slightly turned, and I'm so sorry that the footage is not that accurate. I can't. It had moved, and the last few videos are slightly off, and you didn't see all the things, but it's a tall puzzle. It's a big puzzle, and so it's not that easy to bring it in shot. The first step I would do a roundup how I built the puzzle from the start, from the beginning to the end. So sorting was like, what should I sort together so that I have piles that are distinct enough, but I have less pieces so that I can puzzle this puzzle. So I've decided to do a slightly rough sort, I think, and have slightly bigger piles, but I can sort these bigger piles also next in the next sorting, in the next doing. Every time I dump out the pile, then I have to resort the thing. But the initial sorting, I've always do a rough sort. So, and there were big piles. But I think it's one of my necks, my specials. I've been using to build a puzzle, laying all out method. If you say, I dump out all the pieces, turn everything upside down so that I can see, and spread everything on the table. And a 1,000-piece puzzle fit on my table when I use everything. So on camera I didn't have the space, so I always wanted to see every piece I have, and it's most of them more or less the whole pieces are on the table, and on one corner I lay it on top of each other so that it fits. But I'm used to do this laying all out method, so that with many pieces on the board or on the table I can easily interact. I can easily work with them. So when I have a really big pile with these colorful pieces, the whole table was full, but it didn't overwhelm me, because I'm used to have all these pieces on my table. When a 1,000-piece puzzle, then I have all these pieces on the table and see everything. So I'm used to do this puzzling when I want to see everything, to can choose and to can pick and to sort while I'm seeing everything. So that's the thing, because my rough sort fit for my puzzling. So I've sorted all these pieces out, and the box was really full of these pieces, also these balloons. and I spread it out, turn everything upside down, and then I sort the pieces that I would like to do in front of me. So I decided first to do this green balloon, but till I get to the end I have puzzled these sections already, because these pieces are really easy to get in. And then I puzzle the balloon, and then it comes that the green pieces got in, and then I collect all the pink pieces so that I can fit the first sail. And then I see most of the pink pieces got to the other balloon, and then I started to do the other balloon, and so on and so forth. So then I can take the next pile of pieces and doing the next sections. And then I decided to do the greens and the red roofs, and then I then I decided to do this middle section on a separate foam board. When the sections were going bigger and bigger, the sections wouldn't get on the foam board really easily, and I knew I didn't want to puzzle on the table only. I have to puzzle it on the foam boards and take in everything that I puzzle on the foam board, because I must move the board on the table, and then I must clean my table. So I decided to do this middle section on a foam board. But I've always been distracted with other things. So I've leftover pieces, and I always try to do the leftover pieces, and when you stuck in the green, then you want to do the greens till the end. And so the greens tackle me everything. I've tried to connect them a little bit, or see how they went together. And yeah, these windows are collected in one pile, so I dig the pile out and try to do this in the middle, but I see the many pieces that got distracted, and the building pieces must be in the building pile, and so I've got stuck. And I knew I got stuck, because this I have already out, because I have this special sort of this and these pieces, and I have many of these lines and many of these columns here, and I call this snake-like pattern because it's diamond shaped and it's look like a little bit like a snake. And then I knew I have missorted the pieces a little bit too much that I could further puzzle. So I take the next pile of pieces, and it got a little bit distracted, because you do on the foam board, and you do on that foam board, and you do on the table, and where are my pieces, and where is this piece that I have in my hand, on which foam board is it? So that got a little bit distracted, because I want to show you how it holds together. So I've destroyed a little bit of my puzzle. So here it is. So it holds together slightly, not firmly, but it holds together a little bit. So when I have three pieces, then I could arrange with them, but they get easily out. It's not that crumbly that it's totally crumbly, but it didn't hold together that much that you can easily move sections. So it's always a little bit where I've got these pieces. No. So it's always not it's a fitting, but it's not a totally tight fitting, but it fits nice. I think it's not too crumbly. So when you have this Etika puzzle and you see you can pick up any section, it's crumble apart with no effort, then that's not it's held together nicely, but not the type that you can move big sections. So these sections I could move, but when I thinking I'm building this section, then I knew it would be really difficult to move it. So that's where the place where the foam boards were really handy. And always when I get stuck with the pieces I have, I'll take the next pile and do the next pile and do the next sections. And these pieces with the colorful and the building pieces, there were really many. On this foam board, on this pattern, on this plate, on this box, and but it was nice to build. Everything that I have was nice. This was one of the not so easy part, but these buildings and also these buildings are relatively easy to build. And the ship is really a tricky part of the puzzle. That was one of the trickiest part of my puzzle that I have. I also look on the box and see where these pieces go in. Of course, I have many pieces there laying and I didn't know where they go, and this was one of the trickiest part in the puzzle. And to lay down all the puzzle sections that I have on the table and on the board was, and they're all connecting on one end, and I knew that they connected, but how much they connected and how much I have already, and to have this whole puzzle laying all out was really a satisfying view to have, and to see I'm really halfway through to this puzzle. And then when I have all the pieces on the table and have all the sections on the table, then I could easily see, oh, this piece goes here, and this piece goes here, and this piece goes here, and it was easy to puzzle. Finally, to have one board, one piece of thing, one puzzle, and one section, and I could do this one section and fill in the gaps was then easy. All that leftover pieces with the buildings, at first the columns here, and then the buildings up there, and the little ones that I recognize, they have violet frames of these arches, and then every piece that I have goes here, 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 and everything connected, and I recognize everything. And to have this building finished, I also thought the pieces with the sky and building pieces out, to have all this building filled in. At the end, on the other end, the bell and the columns with the things on it I've left, but everything that's down I've filling so much gap. It's so nice to have this gap feeling. So it comes to a piece, taking on filling in, and then it's come together and connecting together. And then the downer section wasn't that bad to dig on all the pieces, sort the pieces, make little piles of swans and the arches and the reflection of the building and the lines with the water, and then taking every pile of this smaller pile of pieces, sorted first these arches or archways, then the reflection. Then I tried to do this reflection of these arches, and then I do the swans, and then filling up the rest of this line work of water. And that was a nice doing, easy thing. Of course, it's always fitting this and that and this and that, but here it came to the point where I see, oh, there must be a piece that's repeating, a piece cut that's repeating. Of course, I have here a piece that is fitting perfectly, but it hadn't the same color. And I didn't saw this at first, so on seeing a second time or a third time or whenever, I also have swapped on the sky pieces also sections where I thought they're fitting together perfectly. And that's one of the things I must really say. The pieces that have the same cut have the same cut. They fit perfectly in every dimension where they go. Maybe it's 4 time, I don't know. So I didn't look at that cut much. Of course, the most of the time I didn't have any false fitting where they fit. Of course, the colors or the patterns or they are so original in this space that maybe it could fit here, but I wouldn't fit the piece in here. So it's also nice to have this fitting course. I'm missing a piece. The whole time I say I'm missing a piece, I'm missing a piece. Since it lays on the table, I knew I was missing a piece. And yes, that's really bothered me. And but I also knew I could do a replacement. It's not that I think I could do a better replacement, but it's good enough. But to have this pattern or to have this piece cut, I didn't use the messing around, so I used this piece that's in here. Of course, it's a repeat cut and they repeat really, really, really good. That's the same cut, it's the same puzzle, it fits perfectly in it, but you see it's wrong. And here on the downer section, where sometimes it is water but something on it, but it's not slightly, you can swap them, or it can be to a false fits, although it fits perfectly. So let me take this in here already. This out. And yes, I've made myself a replacement. It's not that it's that good, but when it's in, you see that it's maybe I could do it better. But I want to have a little self replacement. When you didn't see that closely, then it's not that it's no. I could buy me a replacement, or Clementoni. It is you can say I have a missing piece and they send it to you, and of course this piece cut is that accurate, and I think you can say I'm missing this piece and send me this piece, but I don't know if it costs anything. I didn't want to. It didn't bother me. I have made my replacement and I think it's okay with that. I didn't want to. So that's the thing here. And yeah, the most problem with this false fitting or this repeated piece cut I have on the sky, of course, is when I'm doing the sky and I recognize this repeated piece cut. Of course, I find a piece where it fits, but it didn't fit with the color. So I knew that must be on the other side, and then I tried, and then I used this to do the puzzle. Marking me on the one side what I have, and trying to find on the other side the spot, and then I see the same piece shape I knew that's a standard piece, that's a no prong, that's a 2-prong, or that's a 3-prong. I knew what sort of piece there must be, and then I have only to search through one sort of pieces, and that's make my life much more easier than before. And I got it got really faster, and in the end that was hours and hours and hours. But to this I taking here the piece with the 4 prongs, and I knew there was also a 4-prong, and I could see through the 4 prongs, and the most of the time I find the piece then easily, and then digging it in, and then going once further and see, oh, that's a 2-prong with this misalignment, and take all these pieces. Sometimes I have to take a piece and test every piece, but the most of the time I then can see through one sort of pieces and find the piece, and then it gets a little bit slightly faster. Then I have to see through 2 or 3 sorts of pieces, and I have also to know that sort of pieces didn't fit, I take the next. No, that sort of pieces didn't fit, then I do the next. And that is easier to know which sort of piece that is. So I've used that in the last 4 hours, and so I never get stuck anymore that much. Of course, I also use the color till the end, because the darker pieces are also search after dark pieces, and the lighter pieces are also search after lighter pieces. And so the most of the time when you have 2 things, you know the piece shape, and you know that's a darker piece, then it's likely to find. So it's only one piece. And sometimes when I've on this 2 lines nothing, then I search after both pieces and fit both pieces, and then go to the next and fit both pieces, and that's also a nice thing to do. About the piece quality, I tell you about what they're holding together nicely, and when you want to dig out one of the pieces, you easily must try to lift it up. It's not that crumbly, you couldn't do that as much, and it's no clicking, it's more a slightly moving in and then fitting together. But the surface is really flat, and the picture is really not that broken up like sometimes other puzzle, like the New York Ravensburger puzzle have, so like a pillow effect, but that's not that much. That's really lay flat. And I think I have one piece that's slightly damaged here. I think I could easily glue this. That has a damaged edge. It's also a little bit bent, so that's really, but that's the only damaged piece in the whole puzzle. And yes, they stuck on the prong in the wrong direction. Many pieces stuck together in the box. When I've sorted it the first time, I have so many pieces that I must divide from each other because they didn't fit right. But the prongs didn't get damaged. I didn't damage, I think, a single piece by throwing them apart, although they are really it's not so easy to take them apart, but I didn't damage any of the pieces I taken apart. So that's the quality is, I think, really a really good quality for so much pieces. Maybe that's one of the damaged pieces, maybe other slightly, but it's really on the high approach to have a quality issue, because that's really a high quality puzzle. It fits together nicely. It has this flat and it has this bright and vibrant colors and this really nice printing. It's really a high quality piece cut and piece quality at itself, and the cut is really nice variety. Maybe the standard pieces are that one that are not that much. They are, I think, not much more standard pieces than everything else. They have a really good variety. Many pieces have another cut, and so it's also an easy puzzle. I think I love to do puzzles where they have many different shapes and they are all standard shapes, and it's a nice ribbon cut. Some of them are slightly thinner or thicker, or the lines goes up and down, and so you have smaller pieces and bigger pieces, but it's not mixed that easy to build. And it's, although it's only a ribbon cut, it's really nice lines there, and it's really nice to build. So the quality of the puzzle is really amazing. I really think, I don't know if I really enjoy an Etika puzzle that's so crumbly and sometimes so not that nice. I don't know. I have one Etika puzzle, but it's a 1,000-piece puzzle, and I really didn't think I'd like the quality that much. But the Clementoni and this puzzle especially is really, really good quality. It's really nice, and I think I highly recommend this big Clementoni 6,000-piece puzzle. That's really one of the quality. I have no quality issue. It's so nice, and when I didn't have lost one of the pieces, the pieces were all there. Of course, I have lost this. I haven't have this piece in my hand already, so I've mastered lost, and so I really say it's my fault that I have a missing piece. This puzzle is really, really absolutely amazing, I think, and the build was really fun. The sections and everything goes in, and it never gets dark. Although the sky was I think a quarter of the puzzle time I have was the sky. Yes, the big board is really, really helping me. Because I didn't know if I really have taken this on for foam boards and taken this everything apart and laid all on the top. I don't think I enjoyed this puzzling style of puzzle. I really think when I didn't have bought me this board, I don't really enjoy this build. Course, this broken up building, you also have to know where it is, where each section is, and to have a piece, and you know that's in this section down here, and you must take this foam board up and or down and lay up and then here, and you know, oh, I have yet now a piece of there, and I've taken this board and taken this in, and that would be really annoying. So I'm really glad that I bought me this big board, because I really enjoy this big build. So I think that's the resume of the build. I think I've talked too much. I've really cut this down to the narrowing and my broken language. Sometimes when I search for the words, I will cut that. But I also will make a face over so that I can tell you the exact times, which part took me what. That would be in the shot. And so it's only for me to say bye. It's so nice. Hi to the outro. I've done a little math. I've promised you data about my puzzle build, and here it is. It's that's my notice. That was not easy to make. I never do charts on numbers. I always do it as on Excel, but Excel I didn't use in years, and I only have the program in Word in the work. So I didn't mention to make a right looking chart, but I think it's okay. So I will blend you in. Now you can see I see through all my data, and I started the puzzle at 23 of February and finished it on the 12th of March 2022. It took me 22 days, and in some I have left 2 days off, so I've puzzled the puzzle in 24 days. So I think it's really impressive. I'm impressed when I see this. Only 24 days, so it's not a month. So nice. And the sorting take me 6 hours and 20 minutes. I sorted on 2 days. The edge I've taken in at first, it didn't get finished, I think, but it took me 1 hour and 25 minutes to finish the edge, or to finish the edge as much as I could. Of course, I'm missing 2 or 3 pieces, and to the repeat piece cut taken me longer. It was really difficult to do this, of course, plain looking puzzle pieces, and 2 or 3 or 4 of the same cut, then you have problems with that. So I think that's okay time. The build take me, to sum up all the times of the build, take me 35 hours and 30 minutes. My longest time to puzzle on the puzzle one day is the 4.5 hours in the last. And although I didn't think so, but on the 5th of March, I puzzled in 2 sessions, also 4.5 hours. So that's the longest sessions. And I think that's the longest sessions because I'm doing the sky. And when you begin and to think in and you want to really do the puzzle, it was both Sundays. It's the most time I have. On the weekdays, I left the Wednesday off. It was 2 Wednesdays I left off. Of course, that's my second long day. On the first long day, I thought I could do a little bit, and I done a little bit sorting. Yeah, it was both a little bit sorting that I done in this time, or a little bit of puzzling. But the first Tuesday, I've puzzled 1 hour. It was so dark that I didn't take a shot. And second, I only sorted also off camera, but I don't do the puzzling anymore because I want to sort my pieces that I can do tomorrow puzzling. And part 1 was 21 hours and 45 minutes that you see me puzzling, and for part 2 it was 80 hours and 30 minutes. So I think it was a good decision because the time, it's 21 hours and 18 hours, and so it divided relatively fair. But the puzzle build on the second part would be most of them sky. The weekend before is the buildings, the rest, and the lighter sky pieces and everything else. And the last puzzling session was only, the last 3 puzzling sessions was only the sky. To sum up all the times, the puzzle took me 40 hours and 50 minutes. So I'm so sorry. Numbers are always difficult, of course. In German we do the wrong direction when in German 23 would count to first the 3 and then the 20. So it's named 23, which means 320. And in English it's on the wrong direction, and that makes numbers always a little bit difficult. And although these round numbers with this T, and it's always a swapping between two, but 40 will make 4 and the 0, and 14 is a 1 and a 4, and that's much less, but I always mix up the two. So 40 hours and 15 minutes. So 15 minutes is right. So I think it's a good time. When you sum up all the hours and make days of it, then it's 1 full day of puzzling, 17 hours and 15 minutes. So that's right. And I also think it's 2 days of puzzling. You can do nothing wrong when you do puzzling. So 2 days of puzzling. Yeah, it was fun to write all the times. It was difficult to sum up all the times, and sometimes it was hard to take note when you time yourself. So I really enjoy this aspect, although of course I can say with clear data, although I must say maybe you count a plus minus 10 minutes, maybe you don't know where to start. When I thrown all the puzzle pieces on the board, I didn't count in the puzzling, because it is not puzzling, but can take a half hour to take all the puzzles on the table. And sometimes you have doing thinking about the day, about how to build the next session and what is to be done next at the best. And this thinking I also didn't count in, because I'm not doing puzzle. I'm only thinking about doing puzzle. And yes, that's make it hard to time accurate, but I think the time I took are more or less accurate enough to say, yes, count 10 minutes minus or plus, and then it's really the right time. It was fun to have all this data and to sum up all the times and so whatever, but it was also a little bit work or more. I think I took me yesterday 1 or 2 hours to make a chart, or to have a chart, but I'm unsatisfied with it really, because there is no day, there is no puzzle sessions on the same day. But I've tried to do something, because I really want to show it in a plain chart, how it looks like and how the building was. Yes, I think that was all of me now, because I've done a whole video with looking from up to down to explain the build and the puzzle qualities when you're looking at the puzzle and not looking at me. And so it's nothing left to say for me now, because I'm telling you the data and nothing more. I can't remember. It's long enough, I would say. The video will, I think, be more than 1 hour, and it's long enough, so I stop talking now. Wish you a happy day or evening or midday or night, whenever you look at the video, and say bye to you. Bye. And happy hobby allerseits.